Have you ever felt utterly alone, navigating life's storms with only the faintest flicker of hope? In the sprawling, rain-kissed city of Seattle, Washington, that was the daily reality for Eleanor Vance. She moved with a quiet grace, her shoulders often subtly hunched, carrying the invisible weight of societal whispers and the fierce, protective love for her bright-eyed daughter, Lily. At just 1 year old, Lily was Eleanor's entire world, a vibrant splash of color in a life that often felt shades of gray. Eleanor was a single mother, estranged from a family who had turned their backs on her, leaving her to build a life brick by painstaking brick. Her exhaustion was palpable, etched in the faint lines around her eyes, but beneath it lay a resolute will. She often carried Lily close, a tiny bundle of warmth against her chest, a silent shield against the judgment she often felt from unseen eyes. There was a quiet dignity in her solitude, a refusal to break despite the immense pressure of round-the-clock care for her little one. Her story, like many others, begins with a silent battle against the odds, a battle that would soon lead her to an unexpected crossroads. What if your greatest setback held the key to your most unexpected triumph? For months, Eleanor had navigated the labyrinthine world of job applications, each rejection a fresh sting, a reminder of her precarious situation. The challenge wasn't just finding work, but finding work that could accommodate the demanding schedule of a mother with a 1-year-old who needed constant attention, feeding, and comforting. Affordable, reliable childcare felt like a mythical creature. Her background was in architectural design, a passion she had abandoned when life took an unexpected turn, yet the skills lay dormant, waiting for a spark. Then, a chance came, a seemingly entry-level administrative assistant position at Evergreen Designs, one of Seattle's most prestigious architectural firms, led by the enigmatic CEO, David Chun. Eleanor's initial trepidation was immense, mixed with a desperate hope for a new beginning. She walked into the gleaming, minimalist lobby of Evergreen Designs, a stark contrast to her own modest apartment and the endless cycle of diaper changes and lullabies. David Chun was known for his sharp intellect and even sharper tongue, a man who saw through pretense. He initially saw Eleanor as just another applicant, perhaps a little too quiet, a little too guarded, and clearly apparent with the rings under her eyes to prove it. But during her interview, a stray comment about a building's overlooked structural detail, a detail she instinctively picked up, caught his attention. He saw a flicker of something more than just administrative potential. She got the job. The early days were a blur of learning new software, managing complex schedules, and proofreading technical documents. Her nights, already fragmented by Lily's needs, were now even shorter as she pushed herself to master new skills. After Lily was finally asleep, Eleanor would often sit at her small kitchen table, eyes burning, poring over architectural blueprints, the lines and curves speaking a language she understood. Her desire to provide a stable future for Lily, even just a safe, warm space for her baby to grow, was her absolute fuel. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, her innate talent began to shine through. She started noticing subtle flaws in proposed designs, offering quiet, insightful suggestions that surprisingly often improved the project's efficiency or aesthetic. David, initially dismissive, began to notice. A subtle pride would bloom in Eleanor's chest when her suggestions were incorporated, quickly followed by a familiar sense of vulnerability, a ghost from past betrayals whispering caution. David's initial skepticism subtly shifted to a grudging respect, hinting at a deeper, unspoken understanding forming between them, a recognition of talent that transcended their professional roles, even as he often wondered about the tired but determined woman who somehow managed to balance it all. This quiet power of perseverance allowed Eleanor to begin carving out her place in a world that once overlooked her, showing how a single moment of opportunity, seized with quiet courage, can become the cornerstone of a new future, even with a tiny, demanding companion. But as Eleanor found her footing, the shadows of the past, in the form of a familiar rival, began to loom large, threatening to dismantle everything she had so carefully built. Sometimes, the people who try to break you are the ones who unknowingly reveal your true strength. The quiet atmosphere at Evergreen Designs began to shift with the arrival of Serafina Hayes. Serafina was a sharp, ambitious architect, and, as Eleanor soon learned, David Chen's former fiancée. Her return to Seattle, and to a competing firm, cast a long shadow. Serafina immediately saw Eleanor not as a new colleague, but as a threat, a woman undeserving of the sudden regard David was beginning to show her. Eleanor's frustration and hurt were immense when her work began to be subtly sabotaged. Files would go missing, deadlines would be mysteriously moved, and her design concepts, when she dared to offer them, were dismissed or subtly altered to appear less effective. Adding to her burden, these professional setbacks sometimes had ripple effects on her personal life, causing her to scramble for last-minute childcare or miss a precious hour with Lily. She'd face baseless accusations with quiet dignity, choosing to respond with professionalism rather than anger, a testament to her deep-seated resilience. The loneliness she felt when misinterpreted, even by David initially, was palpable. It's a common human experience to feel isolated when others misjudge your intentions, creating a chasm of misunderstanding. Yet, amidst these escalating professional conflicts, a different thread began to weave itself into the fabric of Eleanor's life. David, initially blinded by his past with Serafina, started to see through the manipulations. He observed Eleanor's calm under pressure, her unwavering dedication, and the quiet competence that belied her unassuming demeanor. A flicker of warmth began to emanate from him as he started to show genuine concern for Eleanor and, more importantly, for Lily, whom he'd occasionally glimpsed in photos on Eleanor's desk, or when Eleanor had to make a quick phone call regarding a childcare emergency. He found himself drawn to the few times he saw the baby, noticing something uncannily familiar in Lily's bright eyes and the curve of her smile. This subtle shift in his gaze, a dawning recognition of shared traits, and a growing tenderness that startled him, slowly cracked through Eleanor's guarded exterior, even as she remained cautious. The audience felt the rising tension as Serafina's machinations intensified, mirroring Eleanor's internal struggle to remain resilient, her quiet integrity shining through the darkening storm. As the truth began to unravel in her professional life, Eleanor was about to uncover a deeper, more painful truth about her family's past, revealing secrets that would demand a reckoning. What if the path to your future meant confronting the ghosts of your past? A cryptic message from an old family friend, combined with a persistent intuition, set Eleanor on a path she never anticipated. She began to investigate the circumstances surrounding her father's death years ago, which had been ruled an accident. The deeper she dug, the more inconsistencies she found. To her horror, the trail led back to her manipulative stepmother and, surprisingly, to Serafina Hayes, whose family had seemingly benefited immensely from her father's passing and the subsequent loss of Vance Enterprises, her father's successful import business. Eleanor's initial shock and grief upon uncovering this profound betrayal quickly hardened into steely resolve. It's a powerful human response when injustice strikes at the heart of our most foundational relationships. A dormant strength awakens. She meticulously gathered evidence, poring over financial records, old correspondences, and hushed rumors. All this while balancing the ever-present needs of a toddler. The restless nights, the sudden fevers, the constant need for engagement. Her quest was fueled by a fierce desire for justice for her father and a secure, rightful future for Lily, who was the true heir to a legacy stolen. It was during this harrowing time that David Chen, having spent weeks wrestling with a growing suspicion, finally faced the stunning truth. A baby photo, a chance conversation, and an undeniable genetic test result confirmed it. Lily was his daughter. The realization hit him with the force of a physical blow, transforming his protective instincts into an unwavering commitment. He confronted Eleanor, not with anger, but with a profound sense of regret for the years lost and a deep desire to be a father to Lily and a partner to Eleanor. This revelation, though shocking, solidified their bond. David became Eleanor's rock, her strategic ally in the legal battle that ensued. He stood by her side, a true partner in her fight, offering legal advice, emotional support, and the full resources of his firm to help her reclaim Vance Enterprises. The methodical gathering of evidence, the quiet confrontations with those who had wronged her, all culminated in a powerful moment of truth in a courtroom, where Eleanor, with David's unwavering support, meticulously dismantled the lies and manipulations of her adversaries. The audience could feel a profound sense of triumph as Eleanor, with newfound strength and a powerful ally, fought to reclaim her family's legacy. And as the dust settled from her battle for justice, Eleanor found herself standing on the precipice of a new beginning, a testament to resilience, love, and the quiet magic of a united family. After navigating the storms, what does true peace look like? And how do we embrace its gentle melody? The legal battles concluded, the truths exposed, and the rightful inheritance reclaimed. But more profound than any financial victory was the blossoming of a family. Eleanor and David, having faced down shared adversaries and unearthed deep, personal truths, realized their connection was undeniable. Their wedding was a quiet, intimate affair, a celebration of resilience and newfound love. Lily, now a joyful toddler taking her first confident steps, toddled down the aisle, her tiny hand gripping her mother's finger as Eleanor walked towards David. Eleanor's deep sense of peace and belonging was a stark contrast to her earlier isolation. Her smiles were genuine now, unburdened by hidden anxieties. She relaxed into David's embrace, the tension that had held her shoulders so tight for so long finally dissipating. The unburdened babbling and giggles from Lily filled their new home, a home that felt truly theirs, a sanctuary built on trust and affection. David's quiet devotion, his unwavering support for Eleanor, and the sheer joy of watching Lily thrive with her father by her side created a heartwarming atmosphere. It was a feeling of finally being home, fully seen, fully loved, and anticipating the joy of their new baby on the way, a testament to a family growing in love. Eleanor's journey, from a solitary figure fighting for survival while nurturing a tiny life to a cherished member of a loving family, is a powerful testament to the human spirit. It reminds us that resilience isn't about avoiding the falls, but about finding the courage to rise, each time with more grace. Her story is a gentle whisper that even in the darkest of times, hope is not just a dream, it's a promise. From a scientific perspective, our brains are hardwired for connection and belonging. Eleanor's journey beautifully illustrates how finding that deep connection can literally rewire our sense of well-being, fostering a calmer nervous system and a more open heart. This framework of moving from isolation to connection, from despair to delight, isn't just a fictional narrative. It's a blueprint for navigating our own challenges. When we face our fears, when we embrace vulnerability, and when we allow ourselves to receive and give love, we unlock an incredible reservoir of strength. Eleanor's happy ending isn't just a fairy tale. It's a profound, quiet victory built on the foundations of perseverance and an unwavering belief in a brighter tomorrow. If Eleanor's journey resonated with you, if it sparked a flicker of hope or reminded you of your own quiet strength, then you're ready for the next step. Our upcoming video explores the gentle art of letting go, how to release past hurts and embrace present joy. Join us there to continue this journey of healing and growth.